From faint murmurs to ear-piercing roars, the pain of abandonment reverberates through our life stories. A parent's death, a friend's treachery, a broken heart, or broken promises can all cause this. Whenever we feel like everything is spinning out of control, we look to the Bible, the one constant in our lives. Regarding desertion, then, what does the Bible teach? Does it provide solace from the pain of rejection and direction from the loneliness that accompanies it? Yes, my dear friend, that is the answer. Both the anguish we feel and the assurance of God's constant presence are powerfully conveyed in the Bible. Do you recall the story of David, the young shepherd who was suddenly become king and who faced the monster that symbolized terror and uncertainty, Goliath? David exclaimed, "Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me." According to Psalm 23-4, despite his overwhelming sense of isolation, David held fast to the belief that God was with him. What about Elijah, the prophet who was nearly destroyed by the constant barrage of evildoers? Screaming, "Enough is enough, Lord," he ran away into the wilderness. "Oh no, kill me." Chapter 19 of 1 Kings. Nevertheless, God did not forsake him even in that barren spot. He instead reminded Elijah of his mission, dispatched angels to assist, and spoke to the wind in a hushed voice. But there are instances when dramatic escapes or apparent threats aren't the root causes of abandonment. A sense of being unnoticed, unheard, and irrelevant can lead to a subtle but persistent loneliness. In such a situation, the light of Psalm 27:10 shines through. "Even if my father and mother abandon me, the Lord will hold me close." God, as the greatest parent, assures us that he will provide the safety we sorely need. Listen up, audience. This prophecy isn't reserved for the great heroes and prophets of old. This is for everyone fighting the darkness of abandonment, including you and me. God says, "I am here in the stillness of prayer, in the blackness of despair, in the spaces between tears when we are joyful and sad." Listen up. You may be certain that I will always be by your side. A passage from Deuteronomy 31:8. However, it can be challenging to navigate this reality and find comfort in its depths. For that reason, I hope you'll come along with me on Christian Rewire. Discover the beauty and truth woven into the complex fabric of faith as we peel back its layers here. Because there is light at the end of the tunnel when we walk in community, we study the Bible, tell each other stories, and gain wisdom from one another. My dear friend, sign up for Christian Rewire. We can realize that we are never completely alone, even in the deepest valleys, and we can find hope in the midst of grief. Let us explore the promises of God's presence together. Every time you click, you become a part of a community of people who are searching for the truth, who have found it, and whose hearts are longing to be illuminated by faith. Press the subscribe button, and together we will follow the unchanging love of God as we go along this road. While the reality of desertion is real, the promise of God's presence is constant. So let us keep this in mind as we go farther into the scriptures. He is there for us, speaking softly on the ebb and flow of change, and extending a helping hand when we are shaky. Through his grace, we discover more than simply comfort. We are empowered to mend, to reestablish, and to pen a fresh chapter characterized by love, acceptance, and belonging. My dear friends, this is the place where the depth of the Bible is revealed. Come explore the incredible strength of God's unchanging love in relation to abandonment with me on Christian Rewire.